Going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of PT Post Mortem. I am one of your hosts, Swaggy, Dr. Kush, and in the booth today with me, we have the most unbiased matchmaker, Mr. Doctor.
You really aren't happy, Swaggy. You're really not happy today, are you?
Listen, the hate for STK has shown dramatically. All right, Reaper's ranked 45, and I'm 47, and all we want to do is fight. All we want to do is throw down. You won't let us do it. Instead, you're making me fight Spooky, who is gonna hold me down and sniff my crotch until my crotch is gone. Worse than K got Bills. You screwed Ben Beans too. You screwed Beans too.
The guy's
Beans needs to fight bums.
I don't know what you want me to say. He's the Hit MMA. He's 1, he's EU. 2, he's debuting, and 3, Ben Bews is in that points part of the rank system where you end up fighting those debuts from about 50.
You know damn well Hit's gonna beat his ass.
I didn't know the fuck Hit was. I still don't.
Oh, you'll learn in about 3 cards.
So probably next season then, since we've only got 2 more cards left after.
Hit is really good. That's cool that he's in the league now. But we have a lot to talk about today, Doc.
Okay, yeah. Before that, let me just clarify the bit about Spooky. You're ranked 47, he's ranked 50, and you're both US. That is how the unaired matchmaking works. You get booked on unaired or live card. If you're live card, you're between 1 and 25, or the champ, such and such. If you're unaired, you're typically between 26 and 127.
I will be live for this fight on my Twitch, like I always am, for every unaired fight. And every single time I get taken down, or he makes a ground transition, I'm gonna scream, "Fuck you, Doc!" And it's gonna make ears bleed.
Swaggy, aren't you learning jiu-jitsu in real life?
Yeah, look
They're
at I got
in the game.
I got band-aids on my fingers because I have blisters from grabbing the gi. I'm grabbing the gi for wrist control. I learned Spider God last night. Let's get into PT 122.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
last week's God.
We've had a lot of each other combining PT 22 and now this. That's about 4 hours of talking with each other about the fights of PT, and we'll continue going. So, PT 122, the commentary team was Cyrus, myself, and Dr. Swaggy Kush here. So, if we don't remember it, we are idiots, I think is the only way to
Cyrus
describe it.
Cyrus is going to fire us.
Yeah, most likely.
Cyrus is gonna
and now that I'm looking at the first fight on the card, my mind has completely blanked.
I got notes. It was it was Dan versus Sa.
Yeah, I know that part.
And Dan was using Rivera like very well. He was using all of Rivera's strength.
Was this
the
that slip
jab,
hook merchant?
That jab, that slip hook, and he was using wrestling too. Not necessarily take down, go to the ground, but like
Moraes?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And Dan was clinching on the cage and doing his thing, and he got the W. A good fight for Dirty Dan.
No, it was a good fight. I mean, so a lot of that fight was very much Dan just getting out of that jab, coming in with the slip hook, and then firing a combo off of it. I mean, it was a solid game plan, effective style, but I'm interested to see how he copes with a fighter who can use that lead hook a lot more. Because the biggest way to counter one of those slip jabs is is a fighter slipping the jab, is just lead hook him in the face. Which brings you on to the following fight there, which is Kante versus Theo. Kante has had a couple of performances now of basically slipped hooks. He's even managed to get a doctor stoppage by it.
Yeah, Kante's pretty good. But from this fight, I took one note. And it was that Theo's a dog. And I know I overused the word dog. I call everybody a dog. But when I call Theo a dog, it's like a different kind of dog. Like when I'm calling these guys dogs, like you should like imagine like golden retrievers. But when it comes to like Theo, I'm talking about like a fat, mean pit bull. Like one of those pit bulls that like they're trying to ban in the US. Like those mean motherfuckers, right? Theo, a dog. Right? He beat the absolute living dog shit out of Conti at some points. And I do remember, I'm pretty sure it was a slugfest at one point, but then it absolutely turned one-sided.
Well, the fight started. Kante pulled back, expecting a counter uppercut to the head. Instead, Theo goes to the body, gets the stun, and then he just tears through it all very, very quickly. It was kind of an insane pace to start off with. Kante started later in the fight coming back, but not really. I mean, he had a couple successes. The man was Dana White, so he came out there with the full intention of using that 99 chin and boxing. And instead, Theo went, no, I'm going to work your body instead. And that was murder she wrote, basically.
Yeah, no, that Dana White pick's very popular. I find it very disrespectful.
It's probably just the stats, I'll imagine, that 99
yeah,
chin.
it's definitely the stats. The 99 chin is ridiculous, but nevertheless, Theo's an absolute dog. I'm excited to see him fight again. And this puts Conti on a 2-fight losing streak, which isn't good. So Conti's definitely gonna have to make his way back. Is he out of the top 16 with that loss?
Yeah, he's on unaired. He was ranked 18 when he competed. Now taking that down further, so I'd imagine around the mid to low 20s.
And we got like 2 weeks till Grand Prix.
I mean, it's very possible we can get back-to-back wins over the course of this week. How many cards you got? 3? So yeah, we can get. If he can go on a win streak of 3, he could probably make himself into the top 15. It's kind of the way it's like. That's
a big concern for Conti probably right now.
I say he's typically been in most of the GPs in recent times as well.
We'll see where he stands. Moving into the next fight. Was the next fight Holdy?
Yeah, Holdy, I believe so.
Versus
TRY.
TRY.
TRY. I know.
Tire.
Got him. Tire.
Tire.
Tire. Yeah, okay. We can go with Tire.
Tire.
Fair enough. If you got a preferred pronunciation, DM us. We will try to pronounce it correctly. No
Don't
promises.
DM us.
Swaggy still can't pronounce Kante's name correctly.
Yeah, you're gonna end up in my message request, and I'll see it in 2 months.
And that as well. So this fight, this was Holdy getting subs, wasn't it? It was Holdy kind of getting battered, then getting takedowns, and then getting the submission win.
No,
it was
Holdy lost.
Oh yeah,
Holdy lost 3rd round via sub.
Yes. Yes, it was Holdy dominating, but then ended up in the full guard and then having those issues.
Yeah, and he was dominating, and it was his debut. And he's unfortunately back on the unaired now, but he was very excited to make his debut, and he made it. Like he made a name for himself for sure. Despite losing via sub, he's definitely got some things to work on. Doc says I have to work on my jiu-jitsu too, so maybe me and Holdy can work on it together. Moving into the next one, and this one made me mad.
This is a man that needs to not. Okay, no, this is a man that needs to work on his jiu-jitsu purely for the fact he needs to shoot a goddamn takedown. This fight is Eagle MMA versus K1 Trodfan. If you have missed it, it is up. It is being uploaded tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow about 8 p.m. Check our YouTube channel tomorrow. You'll see this fight, because this fight was fight of the night, and Eagle. Why?
He told me
he's on unaired because of this now.
Yeah, he told me in the Discord. It was in general chat, and he was just talking shit. Because I was talking shit. I've been talking a lot of shit in general chat the last 2 days, and he responded, and he was like, did you like my fight on Saturday? And I was like, wait, did you use Maya? And he said, yeah, that was me. And I said, no, I hated it. And he said, I was just having fun. And then he said, I broke my elbow, so I couldn't, which makes no sense. So I couldn't wrestle. I had to strike. If you break your elbow, how are you striking? I'm confused. But so the elbow's broken. I don't know if IRL in
one
game,
hand on this game.
There's a broken elbow, and he's striking, and he lost. Damian Maya pick didn't you're planning to strike. Why are you picking Damian Maya? Why you want to have fun? Don't pick Damian Maia.
No words. No
Who
words.
beat him? K1
Trodfengen. I'm butchered that.
Yeah, I got some weird names.
Yeah, you do. You really do. I'm going to imagine it's something which is of Swedish or Finnish or Danish origin. But yeah.
Wait, what was the next fight? I don't know if I missed fights.
No,
I don't know if I missed a fight.
I really hope you haven't forgot this fight because this is a really.
It was
big
Naz versus Frosty, right?
Yeah.
No. Wait a minute. First of all, I don't know why I took my headset off. First of all, I want to do a little bow for Frosty. You know, a little moment of silence for Naz. Naz. It don't really matter how we pronounce his name now because he's unaired. He's dead. It's over. We don't get to see him for 2 weeks. Raps, right? Rap City. Frosty ended the hype train, and Naz was our PlayStation champion 2 weeks ago, and he vacated the belt, and he was like, "I'll just go get it on Xbox." And he fought Frosty for his debut on Xbox, and he got steamrolled by Giga while he was Connor.
Unexpected.
Good fight.
Unexpected.
Good fight.
Lie. I love Frosty.
Frosty got it done.
Especially given the weirdness that happened in the fight chats before. Did you know about this?
Mm-mm.
So the weirdness has happened in the fight chat sport. Frosty didn't notice 4 stars, so he did no ban. Which is why Naz got Connor. Then Frosty Then Frosty wasn't exactly the happiest bunny when he realised it was 4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Naz didn't let him do a ban because if you realise something and your opponent agrees to it, that's fine. If not, it's your fuck up. You've got to just take it on the chin. Which exactly, Frosty did. Frosty took it on the chin. He comes out with Giga and does something wacky.
Yes,
completely wacky and wild, and it was all around that rear hook as well. A lot of it, a lot of the way in Frosty was fighting was he would stand in front of Naz, wait, and then counter with a jab rear hook. A lot of it was just waiting, jab rear hook, waiting, jab rear hook, and that was kind of it against Naz. And he pulled it off fantastically. For being ranked 13 on a -2 losing streak as well. That's a good fight for Naz. Naz is 110% the betting favourite there.
First of all, don't disrespect Frosty like that and say he was on a 2-fight losing streak without saying one of those fights were Fadinator, which he almost won, and another fight was Driz, which is Fad's teammate the week after he just faced Fad. Don't disrespect Frosty like that. Frosty's ice cold. And I also want to point back a couple weeks ago, I said I was always right. And last week I said that Frosty was going to pull off this upset. And this week I'm here to tell you that I am always right. I am always right. Never wrong. Always right. Frosty is ice cold. I don't know who you fight next week, but he's winning. We'll find out in a couple of minutes.
We'll find out. Yeah.
Well, you already know. I'll find out in a couple
minutes. No, I don't. I've completely blanked the cards.
Oh, nice.
I posted it yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, and I've already blanked the card. Well, following that fight, you have K-Got Gills? Yeah, sure. Versus MBK Maximus.
So I was falling asleep during this fight, and Cyrus told me afterwards that it was a good fight, and I said no, Cyrus. I was falling asleep, and he blames the bong rip that I took in between segments there. However, I don't. I blame K-Got Bills, and it was entirely his fault, despite him finishing it with a triangle. A beautiful triangle, a nice submission.
He
wrestled me to bed.
He has also been submitted by a triangle. So
wrestled me to sleep. And I love wrestling. I think wrestling is the most beautiful part of this sport.
And yet you can't do it in the game.
I will come over there, Doc. I will get on the next flight and I will do it to you.
Do it.
The bitch. So he gets the triangle, gets it done, wins the fight. And that means we gotta see him next week again. We just gotta keep watching this guy.
Main card, I think.
Not a fan.
If he signed up. I don't know if he did sign up. He may have done. He may be on the card. We'll find out soon. Following that fight, you had Not Nasty versus SVG JX Goated. That's a long name. Please shorten it.
Goated was dog walking nasty. And then from left field, out of nowhere.
Left field? That's an understatement of the year.
Why is it an understatement? That's what I have written in my notes.
It was more from left field. It was way past the goalpost, 4 miles down the road.
Yeah, what I remember is Nasty like had lost 4 times. Like it should have been over like a lot. Yeah. And then Nasty slept him. So
if I remember correctly, we were just left speechless. We had nothing because it came out of left field. It was a slip and then dead.
It was beautiful. It was really beautiful because Nasty was getting his ass whooped. And then he wasn't.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere he wasn't. And
he comeback KO of the night, basically.
Yeah, no, it was a really good comeback. I don't know where Goated went wrong. I feel like I might be bad luck for Goated because anytime I'm in the comms booth, Goated loses.
At least you're a bad omen for someone.
If I'm not in the comms booth, Goated's winning. But if I'm in the comms booth, Goated's losing.
So Goated just needs to know who's in the commentary team because if you're in it, he shouldn't compete that week.
It's crazy. I'm sorry, Goated. Like, it's not on purpose. Like, I'm a bad juju to people like you and a couple others. There's some others that I feel like I'm definitely bad luck for as well. However, you know something I'm not bad luck for? EK Warrior.
Oh my god, this fight was...
Warrior dog walked.
Aimbot.
Dog walked Odran. This was the first one. He was Corey Sandhagen, right?
Mm-hmm. This was the first Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, this was the first Corey Sandhagen. I got reminded about the second one a couple times because I was talking shit. However, Warrior dog walked Odran. It did legit look like aimbot. It legit looked like aimbot. It was insane.
Nothing Odran did there was capable of stopping the momentum, of destroying the defense, of anything. It was just immense.
I was sparring a couple of people from the WR camp on Sunday after the PT card, and I had one of them use Corey, and I got my ass beat. And he didn't miss any shots. And I'm convinced that, like, EA broke him.
There's just something about Corey Sandhagen right now that is just broke. Yeah.
Yeah, EA broke him. Like, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they even touched him, but EA broke him.
Very possible.
Like,
I wouldn't be shocked.
It's an accident, but they broke him for sure.
For sure.
Because it wasn't the only one. The next fight was mix-ups, right? Or did I miss one?
You missed 2 fights, but the next Sandhagen fight was mix-ups versus Hateran.
Yeah, no, but what were the next 2 fights? I actually missed them.
So we have John Africa versus Sean Corkery.
Oh, that was a war, though. I remember that. John won.
I believe so.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That was a good fight.
That was back and forth until it wasn't.
Yeah, Sean looked a little nervous.
It was, really...
and I feel like it costed him.
Maybe. I think this is one of his first live cards. I think he may have had 1 or 2 before this, but in terms of this season, especially, yeah, no, I it was very much the case of a back and forth war. And then at some point, John Africa just got the momentum, and he just kept riding that momentum, and he succeeded very nicely.
Yeah, nah, John's a dog. I saw John's call out video too. He called somebody out. Oh,
MG.
he called all the AKA camp.
He called
I wasted,
everybody out basically.
yeah, he called 3 of them. And I wasted 2 minutes of my life for him to call out people from the AKA camp. Are you kidding me, John? So then I went and made a meme call out video, just like his. I was freezing my balls off for that, by the way. Freezing my balls off for that little meme video.
You did look like you were in the middle of nowhere.
Nah, that I got in like the most like, because I was in the city, but like outside of my job. So I got in the back where there's no buildings because he had nice, beautiful buildings in his background. Like it looked nice. So I wanted like a muggy, no building background.
Did like you were basically in the Canadian wilderness, to be quite frank.
Yeah, and then I called Houston gross and proceeded to call out Dino. However, John Africa's a dog. But yeah, wasted 2 minutes of my life to fucking call out AKA. I was so disappointed. Thought he was gonna make a much cooler call out. It's just AKA.
I called out MG at the very end.
Yeah, MG, Dave, and Josh.
2 of them are killers.
Josh is just gonna hug you to death. He is a killer.
I've seen him strike more than I've seen him grapple.
Nah, he's been wrestling a lot.
I mean, fair game
Like,
to him.
all
Dave's
he does is wrestle now.
inconsistent, so I mean that's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, you got to catch him on a losing streak.
Yeah, you've got to catch Dave on the
like
losing
in the
streak.
beginning of the losing streak.
Yeah.
Because if you catch him on like a -5, that might be his week.
Yeah.
That might be the start to his winning streak.
Basically, you need to catch him like when he's on. Once he's lost one, you need to catch him on that second loss, and you're guaranteed a win.
If he lost last week, he ain't winning this week.
Yeah,
he ain't winning this week.
Yeah, no, that's the idea. And MG, I mean, most people seem to be very much of the opinion of his jab straights are the worst part. Outside of that, you can kind of beat him. So,
yeah, that's like all he throws.
Yeah, it is weirdly. It's I respect it. I like the style. Probably should learn to fire something else behind it. But if it's working for now, you might as well keep going with it. That's the idea there.
Yeah, like that's a setup combo. Like, why aren't you just
what?
Like...
Yeah. His corner's just shouting at him to throw like a lead hook or an overhand randomly. It's like, just throw something behind the straight afterwards. No, I love it. It's working. It's why would I want to change something that's doing so good?
I think the problem is he don't fight with a corner. So he just so it works. Don't fix it, right? Don't.
If it works, don't fix it. Yeah, that's definitely. So following that fight of Corkery versus Africa, we had Trixie versus Bossman.
Not gonna lie to you, Doc. I like that. Trixie won. Did Trixie win?
Yes.
Was it a good fight?
Yes.
Why don't
we remember
who were they?
I don't know. That's an issue.
We're gonna get fired.
We're gonna get fired. Apologies to the camera's 2 secs. I'm just opening up Google. Why can't we remember? This is not good of us. We're gonna get fired.
Nah, I do remember Trixie winning. I can't tell you how, but it was a normal Trixie fight. I can tell you that. I can tell you Trixie came in and won. In the normal Trixie fashion.
That is about as Trixie as it probably gets. It was Max Holloway versus Volk.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
I do remember. Okay, we just needed the picks.
We're not going to get fired.
I was mad because he didn't throw any spinning elbows. I remember this fight now.
You were
pissed.
mad because Trixie, a very reserved striker, didn't fire spinning elbows or cartwheels kits. That is such a Swaggy critique that he shouldn't be counted as a critique.
Yeah, he needs to leave BFAP. I can help him out.
Well, there's been a couple of people leaving beef out recently.
I can turn Trixie into the champion he wants to be. I mean, he ain't doing it right now with no spinning elbows.
You're mental. I love it. Crazy fucker. Well, yeah, I mean, that was kind of the fight where Trixie was slowly just piecing, slowly working.
He was using his distance very well, man.
He's using Max Holloway. Max Holloway's... He's long, he's tall, but he's got very midgety arms.
Yeah, his arms
are tiny. They're T-Rex.
Yeah.
Arms.
No, but
Volk's
Volk is more T-Rexy though.
Volk's arms are longer.
No, fighting a Volk with Max, you can keep him at distance so easy. You got the teeps too. Max got both teeps. Max got the jump-in teep and the normal teep.
Oh, what? In terms of legs, yeah, but I mean, speaking
like it's easy to keep a Volk user back when you're Max Holloway, especially when you're Trixie. I mean, when you're me, it is too, because flying knees, spinning elbows, cartwheel kicks.
So Max Holloway's got 175 centimeter reach. Volk 180.
In game?
Yeah, in game.
That's insane. That's insanity.
I told you, fucking Max Holloway's arms are tiny. It's weird. His jab's not very good.
I think it's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, but you also fire every other known Tony Ferguson type-esque performance behind it. I mean, if you haven't used 5-star Tony, you really should. You love him.
No, I've been using him a lot. I'm mastering him actually.
Chaos Incarnate.
His spinning elbow is the most powerful spinning elbow I've ever if you break the block, ready. I'm gonna give y'all the cheese tip of the year, right? Call me Naz. So you're out here, you break the block, but you want the head health a little low. With the block broken, throw a spinning elbow, they're either getting flashed or dropped. Like one or the other. Just block, break the absolute balls off their jaw. Smack the spinning elbow out there. It's over. It's done.
People how to cheese.
That's the swag special.
Okay, fine. We're not gonna get into it. I'm not discussing the swag special.
That's how I'm beating Spooky this week, Doc.
I hope
when he's mad, I'm gonna say cry to Doc about it.
I hope you get murdered.
Cry to Doc.
I hope you get grappled and held in top mount for 3 rounds, like I did to you.
Then I'm gonna be the one crying in your DMs.
Exactly. Not my DMs. Stay away from my DMs.
So next we had mix-ups versus Fran.
Well, you know how we described EK's Warriors, right? Imagine that slightly less for mix-ups, and that's basically what happened in that fight.
So I got yelled at for this fight because I was calling mix-ups garbage in the general chat, and
we certainly isn't garbage from that performance. Jesus.
I was calling mix-ups garbage, and then he said something. He was like, you literally just saw me dominate somebody, and I was like, I wasn't impressed. And then he sent the clip of the knockout, and I'm just in the booth like, and I was like, I guess I was fucking impressed.
Jesus, Swag, Jesus. How do you not remember your own reactions? Fran pulled back and then Mix-Up just threw a head kick and he got him in
he killed him.
KO. Yeah, it really was. It was
head kick dead. It was wild.
It was a very, very impressive performance. And from one very impressive performance to the next, we have Vuk versus Kahan. I'm looking to Swag. Oh, no.
So in the first round, Vuk tried to strike with him. This fight went 2 rounds, right? Or am I remembering it all wrong? Was it 2 or 3? It actually went 3. Because Vuk did win with a sub.
Was it? It was the arm triangle. It was the yes, it was. It was the arm triangle counter from Cycling.
Yes. Yes.
Really nice. We had 3 subs on this card tonight. It was really
Vuk was losing the striking exchange, And when he realized that, he went so grapple heavy, it was crazy, and Kaihan couldn't really do anything to stop it.
In fairness, it was Drickus versus Izzy.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, the matchups definitely helped the striking exchanges for sure. But like it's still what it is. Like Kaihan was winning the striking exchanges with Izzy and lost against Driscus on the ground, of course.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good fight. I mean, Vuck made perfect adjustments, and that's kind of what you want to be seeing across this entire card. There was a lot of adjustments made, and especially as you get towards this main card with a lot of these fights we are talking about. Yeah, Vuck made one of the biggest adjustments there during that fight, taking it down to the ground, as you mentioned, and played the perfect game. That's how you want to be playing this game. If the one thing you do take away from watching these fights, it's looking at the adjustments a fighter makes, and then looking at how to read your opponent to make those adjustments as they continue to fight you a lot of the time.
Yes. Moving on to the next fight, which is all adjustments here. Fight was absolutely nuts.
This is Mazzy, MBK, Mazzy, yeah.
Oh,
Dustin Poirier versus Charles Oliveira. You thought it was
and Driz beat the absolute dog piss out of Mazzy. And this is no, don't smile.
No,
don't
smile.
This is another example. This is another example of Swaggy always being right. Because last week I said Mazzy's resume didn't impress me. He had wins over bums like Ginger. Ginger should just stick to Madden, and Mazzy was gonna get dog walked by Driz, and he should stick to Madden. And then this week, last week he loses to Driz by dog walking, and I think Mazzy has to go back to the drawing board and add some striking in, because if your wrestling gets thrown out the window, what are you gonna do? And that's exactly what happened against Driz. His wrestling got thrown out the window. What's he gonna do? Not strike. That's not what he's gonna do, Doc.
Driz honestly played the right game here. Driz did what every studded striker should have been doing across the board. He should have been working the body, playing patient, and just every time as he comes into the pocket, just blitzing a straight down the middle. And that's exactly what he did, because Driz understood that he's already made the adjustments coming into that fight, because he's seen the fights before of how Mazzy fights, which is another thing that you should do if you're looking to compete a lot of the time. Is there's so much footage on people who go on to airs outside, especially on the main card. Don't bloody watch it, because a lot of the time they're going to have a similar type style a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Driz looked really good in that one. Driz has been looking really good the past couple of weeks since losing Fad, and I like to see it. Driz is one of those top guys in the Xbox division.
For sure.
It was a good test for Mazzy. I am excited to see what Mazzy comes back with next, though. Maybe he got to the drawing board, did some extra spars this week. See what Mazzy got, you know?
Yeah, we can definitely see it. It's going to be an interesting sight, and I look forward to see where both of these guys go in the future. So, that was the main card done. That's also the prelims. We've got last two fights to speak of at PT 122, and the first one is... I don't want to say this because I like...
It's Vanio versus Versatile, and this is another one. This is another one I got into a fight in the Discord general chat because I called Vanio a bitch, and and that's because we all wanted to see striking. That's what we expected. Yeah, I didn't expect Vanio to wrestle. Verse didn't expect Vanio to wrestle.
How did none of you expect Vanio to wrestle when he's got a submission on his record? And I'm pretty sure in the last one of his fights, last three, in fact, on the win streak, he's wrestled in all of them. Like, okay, cool, he's B3, but he's closer to B3 GOAT than he is to B3 bang, 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 bang.
Doc, I have a submission on my record. All right, it's not hard. It's not hard. The armbar is very easily accessible to everybody.
He got a triangle choke.
Listen, Vanio is a really good fighter. I'm happy that he's champion right now. But it was fast. It was really fast. He took Verse down. He got it done. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful, honestly. Yeah. Like Verse didn't even know what was happening. Verse had no clue what was even happening.
Nah, he really didn't.
I'm excited to see Verse come back too, because Verse is definitely gonna have some steam up his ass now, and definitely be trying to fuck people up, because he definitely pissed off about that. I don't think he landed any strikes. I think he just got taken right down and did dirty.
Very, very highly possible. I do agree.
And then the main event.
This fight was close.
Was it?
Kind of.
At some points.
At some points it was.
But for the most part, Fad controlled.
Fad controlled it and then got the doctor stoppage. If he didn't, I don't know how it would have proceeded, because it was getting kind of closer and closer, I would argue.
You know what I think fucked it for Anakin? He came out really weird. He didn't fight his normal style. Like, he didn't fight his normal fight in the first round. And I know this is like a common trend for me this podcast, but he didn't throw many spinning elbows that first round. And Anakin loves the spinning elbows. Like me.
One constant critique from Swaggy is
it's a
lot of spinning elbows.
It's a very good tool to have. The spinning elbow. That's why it's there. It puts people out. And but no, Fatinator proves why he's the pound for pound GOAT. And I had actually prepared something for this week. I am done believing there is somebody out there that can beat Fatinator for this Xbox title. There's not. I'm gonna order a Fatinator t-shirt. And I'm officially a Fatinator fanboy from here on out. You got Unbiased Doctor and Fatinator fan Swaggy. That's the duo. Oh, Fatty the Batty.
Save me, please. Save me. Okay. Swaggy.
That's it.
Swaggy's lost it. Yeah, I think it's easy.
I've lost my mind.
Yeah, you definitely completely lost your mind. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say there. You completely lost your mind. Yeah. So, Fad won by doctor stoppage. I think one of his first doctor stoppages in PT, which is always good to see.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the dissection of PT 122. Now we've got the interesting card, the one this Saturday at PrimeTime MMA on Twitch at 3:30 Eastern, 8:30 GMT.
Yes. So,
where do you want to start? Main card, co-main, main card, brilliant, main event, brilliant, prelims, main event. Where do you want?
That co-main's crazy. 9-5 is the ugliest record I've ever seen. But
do I have to put up your record and then say what it is, Swaggy?
2-3. All right, that's not as ugly as 9-5. All right,
really? It's only 2 and 3.
Yes, I'm good, and you put me against these killers. We do not have to talk about this. You the animal. Wait.
I thought you were 1
Here,
7.
wait a minute. Speaking of killers that you put me up against, the first fight is Mud, who beat me last week in the unaired. Thanks, Doc. Treating me as your unaired gatekeeper. Mud versus Kaihead. Another person that's beaten me on unaired.
Swaggy, I tell you what then. If you won the fight, you would have been there.
That's crazy. I don't want to fight Kaihead. I'm happy I lost.
Shut the fuck up complaining.
So
like,
that,
if you want to be on the ad card, that's who you would have thought. So shut up complaining and just take
Alright,
it.
So let me talk about this fight actually, because I have knowledge of both fighters because I just fought both fighters. Cayenne's a dog with the striking. It's at bantamweight. 4-star bantamweight. So whoever gets first pick is gonna be able to go 4-star Sean or Cody. Whoever doesn't get banned. Yeah. So Mud, oddly enough, only wrestles when he needs to now. Because he was trying to, I don't know if it was just he didn't respect my striking, which he should have. But he was striking with me until he didn't. And that's when shit hit the fan. However, I do believe this will be a matter of Mud taking a couple of hits because Cayenne striking is very elite, and then immediately going to the ground and trying to do it there. However, this is going to be a good fight. Really good fight to start the card off.
Sure. Sorry,
did fight 2 get scrapped?
Fight 2 is currently looking for a replacement, so I'll just skip over it. Ginger will be fighting, who we'll yet to figure out. Following from that, you have Dino versus Coxie. Currently, his opponent hasn't pulled out due to ping. That may change, because I did just see them. They were discussing about doing a ping chest in their check-in. So whether that Dino fight actually stays or not is yet to be seen.
Listen, I want all the smoke with Dino, so I want Dino to lose this fight and get knocked down as close to me as possible. I want to fight Dino. I want to experience that ping. I'm the only one in the world that would say that. I want to fight Dino. I want to see what it's all about. I want to see if it's that bad. I don't believe it's that bad. I believe y'all being bitches. However, Coxie's good. Maybe this is just me being biased, unlike unbiased Doc. However, I think Coxie beats Dino.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
given the ping's not really bad, because we've seen the ping get really bad for Dino. But if they're doing a ping test, everything should be all right.
Yeah,
if everything works out.
And from Ron Regicide member in Dino, you go to the next one of Hey It's Fran. This man got aimbotted last time out, as we mentioned.
Fran is not the man. Yeah, he got aimbotted.
Yeah, well, he may not be the man, but he's fighting the boss man. That was really bad. That didn't hit like you wanted it to. This is at featherweight, which is it's gonna Connor is banned. I know that much.
This might be a pretty good matchup. I mean, if
Connor's
holy
banned in
shit,
who do you go?
At 4-star and featherweight?
Yeah, Sadiq Yusuf maybe?
No.
Calvin Tater's 4 stars.
Giga, Calvin, Connor if he's not banned.
Connor is banned. Edson Barboza, who has about 10 level 5 moves, which I think is the highest in the game.
Charles Oliveira.
Bryce Mitchell, if you get really bored.
No.
Makwan Amani. He's
Don't do that.
A Sunsow apparently still exists in the game.
Doc, the next fight's a horrible matchup.
Josh Emmett is 4 stars.
I'm gonna throw up. Naz Nim versus Mozzie.
Oh no.
Mozzie has another really tough test.
So Mazzy, I know for a fact, has picked Jacare Souza.
Has Nazanin picked?
Not as far as I'm aware of yet.
So a lot of people underestimate Nazanin. Kevin Holland. A lot of people underestimate Naz Nim, which is not smart.
Well,
Naz Nim is
also jumped camps.
Naz Nim's a dog. Oh yeah, he was just in BFAP.
He was in BFAP. He's now FSK.
How do you leave BFAP and go to FSK? That might be like the rattiest, snakiest like move. Like I love Nasnim, but that is crazy.
Well, I mean, it's going to get a bit weirder on in the co-main event, which we'll talk about in a second. You're talking about camps.
Nasnim versus Mozzie. I see this going in the direction of Nasnim for sure, especially with that Jacare pick.
God, 110%. So Nasnim is the more experienced fighter. He is the more experienced in the grappling, the striking, and overall, he's a more well-grounded player. He's got a lot of experience from BFAP, now in FSK. Driz has just beaten Mazzy as well, so you know for a fact that Driz is going to probably help Nasnim with that Balaki. But yeah, so Mazzy's going to have to really make some big adjustments. With Jacare Souza, the man's got no takedown. I think no chin, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think he has a chin now.
I'm just trying to find his character. He's got 89 chin, which isn't
not bad.
Too bad, but it's definitely not
bad.
What you want.
No, that's not what you want.
No, for certain. I mean, so yeah, that fight could go the way of Driz, or it could go the way of K Got Bills. It's one or the other. So Mazzy either subs Nasnim like he did K Got Bills in one round very quickly, or Nasnim kills him like Driz. That's probably the two ways that goes.
So okay, I agree with that. So moving on to the next fight, Not Nasty versus Proxer.
This is going to be a war.
This is going to be a really good fight.
Fight of the night, calling it now.
Maybe. I'm excited for this fight because they both like to throw down. They just like to air their opponents out. So this will definitely be an interesting one. I'm excited to see this. Oh, and then moving forward, we have the first fight on the main card, Doc. The man is returning. Abdul, baby, he's back. He's back. Abdul went 3-0 early season. 3-0 early season. You can go back into the early pod.
Sorry, the man who can't remember if he strikes or grapples. I think we finally found out he grapples, but it took. I can't
remember. It was so long ago. Mance took a 13-month break. How like he had a baby or something and then came back. However, I remember like you can go back in the older podcast, and I'm constantly talking about Abdul because Abdul was on a tier when he went 3-0, and I think he came through the GP, did the first couple of weeks, and it was gorgeous.
Pretty much
beautiful. And he's against Tyre, who's on a +1, so that'll be a good fight, good return for Abdul, who's number 12, 3-0. This is gonna be an interesting one.
For sure. I mean, following that fight, you have Versatile versus Dirty Dan. I did get a DM from Versatile, a few actually, one concerning his previous title fight, in which he said nerves got to him. He was like, eh. But yeah, I'll come back better and stronger. I just need to work it out. Maybe I'll take a week off, maybe I won't. Turns out he's not. And his DM in regard to Dirty Dan was, and if I remember correctly, if I can find it, signing my life away to getting bubbled into an elbow this Saturday. Don't think he's happy about the slipping of Dirty
Dan. Yeah, man, these slipback merchants are real. You know, I blame the self-proclaimed tutorial content creators that the first week of this game came out dropped meta videos saying slipback elbows were meta. However, they're just annoying. Nobody likes
factor as well, yeah.
Nobody likes slipback merchants. And Dirty Dan's indeed a slipback merchant, but I think Verse knows how to deal with that. I think a lot of the WR guys know how to deal with that, and I think I think this is gonna be an easy win for Verse back in the win column.
Very likely, but I wouldn't count Dan out. He's gone 3-0 for a reason. It's a bantamweight again, but this time 5 stars to Dirty Dan, so depends. Let's have a quick glance at the fight chat, see if we can know their picks. Abdul is taking Connor, apparently. O'Malley is banned. Dirty Dan has picked Sanhagen. Verstyle has picked PT Yan. I'm scared for Verstyle suddenly.
With what I know about Corey Sanhagen, Verse might actually lose this fight. Dirty Dan 4-0. Sanhagen's kind of a cheat code right now, unless Verse proves me wrong.
Maybe so. I mean, it'd be an interesting fight to watch. Definitely a fight to look out for. From that fight, though, you go into the former champ of MG fighting the up-and-coming name of WR John Africa. I'm looking at these picks, Swaggy. I'm looking at these picks, and I'm so scared for John Africa, honestly.
Let me hear him.
Do you want to take a guess?
There's MG, Leon.
Yeah.
Who's John?
Shavkat.
Well, so
have you been watching?
Leon has really good jab straights.
Usman's got better. I'm surprised he hasn't gone Usman.
No, he learned. He learned about going
Goodness.
Usman though.
Yeah,
he learned. Usman's not a good pick. Leon's better pick for MG. I think John can handle him. John probably got ideas.
John needs to wrestle.
He'll probably wrestle a little bit, but no. Shavkat's stand-up is a thing of beauty. He's got all the spinnies.
He's got all the spinnies, but he's got no fucking chin against Edwards, it feels like.
Who cares? Just throw a spinning elbow.
Such a swaggy comment. Who cares? I've got no chin. Spinning elbow. There you go, John Africa. That's your game plan by Mr. Dr. Swaggy Kush right here. Nothing else. Just spin in his face. Doesn't care. Doesn't matter what's happening. Just spin. Even though that only really works for hooks and uppercuts, not really jab straights. They actually kind of knock you out of the spinning combos a lot of the times as well.
If John wins, if John lands a spinning elbow at any point in this fight, I'm taking credit for it. Yeah. Moving on to the next fight, another WR fighter, Vuk, who has been looking very good. Against Tron, who's also been looking great.
Yeah, I mean Tron just won against Eagle. Oh, anytime I remember that fight, I get sad. Yeah, so he's just beat Eagle, which is fair. This is a bigger step up in conversation. A wrestler who will actually wrestle you.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Let me talk to you real quick. Tron should be ashamed of himself that he didn't put Damian Maia out faster. He was getting worked by Damian Maia striking. You don't think Vuk takes every fight serious?
Mm-hmm.
Vuk takes every fight serious, like he's going into a legit war, like always serious. Mm-hmm. He's going to dog walk Tron. It's not even gonna be funny.
I mean, dog walk. That's a bit extreme.
Dog walk. He got outstruck by Damian Maia. He just happened to win.
It was Eagle MMA using him, is my answer there. Eagle versus Vuk would be a hell of a difficult fight between the two of them.
Oh, yeah, that would be a war.
And probably a grappling.
This one's going to be one-sided.
So, looking at this, O'Malley got banned. They haven't decided their picks. Following that, you have Trixie versus Call Me Swag, making his return today on Saturday.
Nah, I haven't seen Call Me Swag fight in a long time. I can't remember. He is a striker, but it's weird because he can grapple. He's very good at grappling if he has to. But Trixie's Trixie. I feel like Trixie's never gonna forget that loss he took to Attican, and he's just gonna kind of keep working until he gets that back. I feel like Trixie should win this, but Call Me Swag's 4-0 for a reason. Every time he makes a return, he wins.
Pretty much.
I don't know how it's gonna get done. I do see Trixie winning, but don't be surprised if Call Me Swag wins. This is gonna be a very back and forth, I feel. Close fight, because Call Me Swag has a lot of layers to his game. He can switch it up.
he can wrestle. He can strike in the pocket. He can strike out the pocket, on the back foot, on the front foot. He can kick. He can box. He can kickbox. He can Muay Thai. He can do whatever he wants. But Trixie's very elite, so this is gonna be a good test for Call Me Swag. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be a fun fight. I'd be interested to say Trixie's definitely the betting favourite, but as you mentioned, Swag, though I'm not 4-0 win streak, it's definitely possible for him to come out. On from that fight, you have Mix-Ups versus Driz. They are at welterweight. The banned fighter is Kamaru Usman. Take a guess at who they've gone.
Mix-Ups went Leon.
No.
Mix-Ups went Shavkat.
No.
Mix-Ups went Alter Ego Robbie.
Yep. Weird, right?
Driz went Alter Ego Nate.
No.
Driz went Leon.
No.
Driz went Shavkat.
No. Why would Driz ever go Shavkat?
Driz went Tyron Woodley.
What are you on?
No?
No. Who's the other biggest star in welterweight that is it
Well,
still
Usman's banned.
Yeah.
Oh, Kamzat.
Who's Meta? Because Kamzat sure as hell isn't Meta. Woodley isn't Meta. Shavkat's barely.
Meta?
Begins with a C.
No. Colby Covington? Meta?
No, not Colby.
Oh.
The other one. M is the surname.
Oh, Conor McGregor?
There you go. You know, that was painful.
I forgot. I always forget he's in welterweight.
No,
I always forget
you
he's in welterweight.
Nate, and yet you forgot to mention Conor.
Yeah, I always forget Conor. Nate fought Conor. Yeah, for that fight that it's altered. I always forget that.
That was painful.
Here's how I feel about welterweight Conor. Whenever somebody picks Conor and welterweight against me, I just see a easy win because like welterweight Conor just feels slow to me. I don't know if he actually is slower.
He is
he feels slow to me.
Punch speed.
I don't know. I feel like Mix-Ups should win here based off of picks, but Driz has been looking really good, and Mix-Ups is really all over the place when it comes to his win-loss record. He wins some, he loses some, just so back and forth, inconsistent. He's on a +2 right now. So is Driz. This is gonna be a good fight. This isn't a contender fight, is it?
Not officially, no. It could definitely lead into a title fight against Swag, but that's it's one of those fights where you have to see where the division's at, because
it's crazy
you've
because
also got Trixie versus Call Me Swag as well, and if Swag wins, then arguably he gets the next title shot.
It's crazy because Fad's really out of like challengers.
Basically, yes.
Fad's beating everybody. Like I don't know if I said this last week or if I said this on my stream recently.
Mm.
Like the Xbox division is like held higher than the PlayStation division for some reason, even though Fadinator is the father and everybody is his son. It's nobody's gonna beat Fad.
But then is the question of, is Fad so much ahead of the game to even the point of the PlayStation division, or is it the fact it's because the PlayStation division still hasn't gained that momentum like Fad hasn't got a player like Fad who's so far ahead of the game compared to others? That's the question.
Well, yeah, because you would have normally argued that Smudger was on that level, but now since Smudger lost, he's not really up there on the 10-0 Fad status.
Well,
but
there's an idea thrown around recently, actually, which I find kind of interesting about Smudger, because you do actually notice it, I think, is does Smudger lose on purpose? Because Smudger is one of those really technical fighters. Has to put on a lot of thoughts into how he fights, into what he does, and then sometimes he just goes on autopilot, which means every now and again he has a really weird fuck up that gets him caught. And I feel like that's what's happened the last few times with a couple of his fights. Not saying they haven't beaten fairly, that's sure as shit. But I also feel like it's a combination of Smudger's been on such a long title run that he gets bored. And so instead, he just ends up getting himself KO'd by mistake because he fucks something up very slightly. And then he's got to go, and then that gives him the re-encouragement to then go, okay, I'm going to sit down and play this game properly, and I'm actually going to focus on a fight.
Yeah, I don't know, because the fight he lost to MG was he got dominated, and
the MG fight was a weird fight.
He is fighting for the belt this week, though. Smudger.
Yeah, he is. Which I think
Against
brings us
Vanio.
nicely on to Vanio. Yeah,
Vanio's only loss is against Smudger.
Yeah, and it's a loss in a really weird. Because
Vanio was winning.
Vanio was dominating for 4 rounds. Smudger comes out and just murders him in the 5th by just taking his back and then ground and pounded him back flat. Yeah, it's a very weird fight that was.
Yeah.
So, would you like to know these picks? And they were weirder when they started. So, would you like to know the picks before or the picks after the change?
After. Give me the final pick.
Okay, so we have Vanio. Do you want to take a guess? This is at middleweight.
No, Alex Pereira.
No.
Is he?
Yeah. Smudger?
Alex Pereira.
Yeah. It was Izzy versus Pereira.
That was their first fight, but opposite. Like,
Yep.
swap the picks. Smudger was Izzy, and
Yeah, which I don't know if it gives me great hope for Vanio or even less hope.
no, it gives me great hope for Smudger that he gets his belt back.
Yeah, I think that one's very true.
But now Vanio might be onto something with the Izzy pick, but I don't know, because a lot of
sneaky with the leg kicks. That's the thing.
Yes,
That
a
was
lot
the
more
fun-
people have been using Izzy also. I've noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. That fight's going to be really interesting given the picks. I feel like it may be Fad versus Mix-Ups 2 in favour of Smudger, though. I get the feeling. If you drag your mind back all the way back there, where Mix-Ups had really big success in the first fight, but then Fad got used to how Mix-Ups fought, and so they fought the second time round, and then Fad just clean sweeped him.
Yeah, but now that was in like a 3-week time span. This was like 2 months ago when they fought.
Yeah, but and Vanio showed a lot of promise in terms of grappling and ground game as well, which is why I'm shocked he hasn't gone someone like Drickus to offer that opportunity, who has those subs as well. That's the weird part.
He did it last week, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah. I do think you would put Smudger as the favorite in this.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a close favorite, like,
for sure.
Like, because of the last fight and because Vanio's been on a tier. Like, Vanio's last loss was to Smudger, it was so long ago. So like, Vanio is a dog, and I do think it's a very close fight. Maybe even odds. Like, there is no favorite in this. It's just such a close fight. It's going to be a good one for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's going to go one way or the other, and it's going to be interesting to see which way that goes.
Which, while I'm talking about Vanio, I'm just going to get into my scum bucket of the week for last week. Who is Vanio for winning for winning a championship co-main event by submission. Thanks, Vanio.
That was about 4 or 5 submissions, that card.
Thanks for wrestling, pal. We really all appreciated it.
I do. Swaggy may not, but I do. Eagle,
no, according to Doc, I gotta learn in-game jiu-jitsu, so...
Well, you're the one who keeps bitching about being out-wrestled and not making it onto the live card because of it, so get good.
No, nobody's getting out-wrestled. I'm getting crotch-sniffed. There's difference. There's difference.
Good. Well, you have a brand new submission game. Go learn it, go get good, and go start tapping people out. Half the PlayStation people were doing it, so go learn it. Get good, Swaggy. Get good. And that's how you get on the live card.
Rose Doc in the comments.
Do we have a swag bag? I think we've been forgetting these. We were originally meant to do them like every post-mortem, but we have been kind of
Nah,
busy.
we just missed last week because I didn't have the bucket in the new room.
Last week was busy, in fairness.
Swag bag, yeah. Congratulations to Theo. He made a name for himself on this COD. He did very well, and he's my swag bag of the week.
Fair dude. That's a good one, actually. I wholeheartedly agree with that. So, from the dissection of PT-122 into the examination of PT-123, this has been your host, the Doctor and Dr. Swaggy Kush. We are live this Saturday at PrimeTime MMA on Twitch and on YouTube at the place you're watching right now. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, comment, take your pick on the words. If you like what you heard from Dr. Swaggy here in Luton today, he's live on Twitch and uploads videos to YouTube under the same name. Both will be linked in the comments below. Have I missed anything, Swaggy?
Nah, you forgot to mention that if you're new and want to sign up for very unbiased matchmaking on the unaired card, just join the Discord.
I've never heard something sound more sarcastic and yet also being completely true due to the way we run matchmaking. It's like, what is this, Swag? What is this? Jesus. Well, Swaggy's pissing himself laughing. We are going to draw this PT post-mortem episode 14 to a close. Catch you this Saturday with the main event of Vanio versus Smudger in the middleweight division. Have a good night. Adios.